Hey guys, welcome to Operation Crypto. This is a price analysis update on reserve rights, which is ticker RSR. This video is in partnership with Cointelegraph Markets Pro. You'll find a link to their platform in the description below. So we've not looked at this for around 2 weeks, and the market has seemingly starting a little bit of a trend reversal. And if you're looking at the chart now, you're thinking what's going on. This is from previous videos. So if you want to look back at that, you'll just have to scroll back on my video, you'll see the reserve rights video. But what I did identify was this area of liquidity before we made that nice major push up to all-time highs. Let's mark it all-time high up there, which was up at 11.8 cent. Many people thought this was going to go a lot further. I did personally, but it just didn't quite have the legs. And for me, it's still a solid asset. There's a lot of things going on for it, and sometimes things just take a lot longer than expected, but I won't worry about that too much. We have had that major pullback from the highs, probably quite a substantial one if you look at the highest point there to the lowest point. Overall 90% pullback, which is very significant, but that's what happens in bearish periods. You're going to get pullbacks, and if people lose confidence, that's what happens. The market does react violently, and if people are in significant amount of profit on certain assets, they will just pull out without considering any potential bad happening that will do to the project. So for now, mate, this is in a great area where you should be looking to buy. I think it is a nice area of liquidity where it was in there for quite a long period. If we were from there from June 2020 all the way up to November 2020, so you're talking 6 months within that trading area, bit of a deviation outside it. Same again here. I think there's a good period now where we're picking up all liquidity. I think once we do break out of this area here, we're into this phase here. We could potentially do something like this. We could either pop back out, hit a little bit of resistance there, and then push up. I'm not going to say it's going to happen over that period. It might happen quick. We may just vertically go up and start testing this region around here. But for me, I think the market's just starting to look good now. Across most assets, we're starting to get some bullish crosses on the EMAs. If you just look at Bitcoin, for example, we'll go into a daily time frame, and if you look at the moving averages, which I tend to use in most of 20 and 50, zoom in there, we've had a bullish cross forming. Rarely you get any of these moving average crosses. Last time we had a bearish cross was back in December. Prior to that, we had a bullish cross back in October. So as you can see, they're quite spread apart, and it usually does give you a long-term idea of where the price is going. Take a look at Ethereum, bullish cross. VeChain, bullish cross about to form. Look at how that looks ace. Polkadot, bullish cross about to form. You get my drift. And if we take a look at RSR, not quite there yet, is it? But I reckon what we're doing now is the price action is starting to push back above this moving average 50. This is that green one. As you can see, when we are below the 20 and the 50, it's always time for shorting or not holding spot. When you're below it, you keep rejecting. As you can see, we've been using that 22 an absolute T, rejecting here, rejecting. What we're doing now is starting to reclaim that 50. It's still very early days, but I think over the course of the next 3 to 4 days, we're going to start getting some daily closures above that 50. Once that happens, you're going to see these moving averages come closer, and I think we will get that bullish cross. Last time when the bullish cross was in November, it was a pump out of nothing and then it rejected. So things are looking good. Just be wary though, we have not done that cross yet. I know some other alts have, but we could always drop back from this current position. So if we look at this on the 4-hour time frame, it's looking good. We're starting to nicely creep up. What's going on here? Starting to creep up, and things are looking a lot better than they have done in the past. So looking at this current price action here, let's just put a little bit of a bearish scenario on this, and if we'll put the Fibonacci on from the bottom move there to the top. If you are looking for some buys, potential I would do is look here. 1.45 cents, so that's 0.0145. I think that'll be a decent area there for you to potentially buy if we do get a pullback from this current level. I'm still expecting, although Bitcoin is now forming the highest weekly closure potentially tonight of the entire year, there's still that possibility that people might get one step ahead of themselves and think, that's it, we're going to pump our way through this week. We could get a little bit of a pullback Monday, Tuesday, so just be wary of that. And if it did happen, altcoins may get a little bit of a pullback. I'm not talking big pullbacks, but I think if you're looking for buys, I would really target this 1.45 cent. Currently at, what are we now, 1.63 cents, so look to buy here. I mean, we've still got this golden ratio here at 1.32 cent, so just be wary of that. So that's 0.0132. and then ladder them orders down from 0.0145. So that's levels to potentially buy. I can't see us going any lower, Matt, to be honest. I think the market's starting to look good and we are starting to push on. The first major level of resistance is this one here. As you can see, this top here, let's get rid of that Fibonacci now, that's buy zones covered. I think this is a decent level for you to potentially look at selling. So if you look at a region there, it goes all the way through to that bit there. You probably can drag it all the way through to this area too. So it's a decent level of liquidity. And that is the first area we need to penetrate for any major bullish price action. I think once we do get up to around 2 cents, we're going to get a rejection. It's a nice psychological area. And it is where people will be considering taking some decent profit. Whether that's profit to accumulate, to reaccumulate, or just profit because of managing to scoop up, put some of these levels down here. But I think if you're looking to sell, that 2 cent region is going to be that first region where we should be at least looking to take profit. What I will do is, when we flip this level, give me a shout on my Twitter, which is this link down here at the bottom right, of Crypto UK, and I will jump in some more price analysis and identify some levels above. But all in all, things are looking good. Daily time frame, we're about to get that bullish cross over the course of the next few days. Fingers crossed. Most alts are starting to perform fairly reasonably now, so things are starting to look good. Let's see if we can follow this pattern that we've followed in the past and really start to get some nice growth. Hopefully that was the area of liquidity. There is a major level of resistance up here which I've marked out at around 5.1 cent, but we are nowhere near that yet, and I think 2 cent is that first region we really need to conquer for, like I say, any really bullish price action. So that's that covered. Just a quick look at the BTC pairing before we wrap this video up, and very similar scenario. It's had a decent fall from the very highs to the very lows. It's done an 88% drop, which is quite significant. So if you are looking for some buys, I mean, it seems pretty flawed out, to be honest. If we just put a bit of a horizontal ray on there, you can see in the past we've used this as a nice level to bounce. If you can see all the way through here, it was a nice area of liquidity. We picked out liquidity and pushed up. So I think buys anywhere from this current price now at around 36 satoshis all the way down to 30. I'd ladder a few in. Maybe if we look at this on me, let's have a look at the hourly. It's kind of tricky. You don't get too many people buying these satoshis anymore. That's why these candles look a bit weird. I mean, if you're looking for buys, you could ladder some down from 35 satoshis all the way down to 30. So if you're looking to accumulate some Bitcoin, that could be a decent thing for you to do. But it is reasonably down on the floor in terms of satoshi. So that could be a decent level for you to potentially buy. But yeah, all in all, first level of resistance is around here at 50 satoshi. So if you're looking for a quick flip, you could get a potentially 100% flip there if you manage to buy it around 30 sats and then sell up at around 50 to 60 satoshis. That could be a decent trade there. But not much on that Bitcoin pair. I don't think too many people trade it anymore. As you can see, the candles are a little bit strange. That's because there's not much volume there. So that's going to do it. That's just some quick thoughts on reserve rights. I've been holding this strong. Never took any profit on this asset, but I've just been reaccumulating on my lows, and it is one that you should be looking to hold on for at least 2 to 3 years. I think mainnet should be coming this year. We've got staking coming, which is bullish in itself because people love incentives, don't they? So buy this, hold long term. I think you will reap rewards in the next few years. That's going to do it. If you're new to this channel, please make sure that you are subscribed. Hit that like button. I'll catch you next time.